Welcome to the 5th edition of Lamb School Noticings for the spring 2015 semester. I'm Mary Fran Matson, professor and head of the Brian Lamb School of Communication, and your host for Lamb School Noticings. Last weekend, the Brian Lamb School of Communication invited prospective graduate students to join us for a weekend of activities at Purdue University. The Welcome Weekend provided these potential students an opportunity to get to know current graduate students and faculty. They also had the chance to see campus and learn more about what our graduate program has to offer. Our visitors had a chance to tour campus with stops at Westwood, the President's Residence, the France A. Cordova Recreational Sports Center, Matchbox Co-working Studio in downtown Lafayette, and the C-SPAN Archives. While visiting the archives, they FaceTimed live with Brian Lamb himself, asked him questions, and heard why he is so proud of the school that shares his name. Thank you to everyone who helped make this year's Welcome Weekend such a success. We hope each and every one of you who attended will join our graduate program for the 2015-2016 academic year. Speaking of Brian Lamb, our school's namesake, he made a brief but special appearance on the classic game show Jeopardy! Last month. Here's a look at the answer.
In 2012, he stepped down as CEO of C-SPAN, but continues to host the Q&A series. His name is Brian Lamb, appropriate for the category. Sam.
Unfortunately, the players did not buzz in with the correct response, but I'm certain if you are a regular viewer of Lamb School Noticings, you got it right. This week, we are highlighting Aussie Scott Jeffrey, an exceptional communication student who has traveled from down under to study at Purdue. Scott is a valued member of Boiler Productions and works on Fast Track, the weekly half-hour news program produced by students in the BLSC. Scott's fellow fast tracker, Erica Lewin, met with Scott and the two chatted about his time here in Indiana. Take a look.
I decided to come to Purdue because I study a Bachelor of Media at the University of Adelaide, and it's very theory-based. There aren't a lot of production courses that are offered because it's a relatively new program. So I was looking into the courses that were offered in the Brian Lamb School of Communication, and I noticed that they had a lot of different production courses, like the studio production course, Fast Track, the documentary classes, and that really interested me because I enjoy television, and that's something that I've been thinking of going into once I graduate university. So I applied, I got accepted, which was great. I can also travel while I'm here, so I've also seen like a lot of America, Los Angeles, Chicago, which are places that I'm thinking of wanting to work in sort of the television industry once I leave. So coming to Purdue has like expanded my knowledge on like TV production and like directing, and it's something that sort of helped me confirm that's what I want to do when I graduate.
In news about our faculty, Professor Stacy Connaughton was the invited speaker for two distinguished lecture series recently. She presented the Grav Lee Lecture at Colorado State and the Bernard L. Brock Memorial Lecture at Wayne State University. Congratulations, Stacy, on these distinctive opportunities to highlight your direction of and research with the Purdue Peace Project, including the people of West Africa. Finally, let's catch up with two notable BLSC alumni. Michael Schifferl, who achieved his bachelor's degree from the Lamb School in 1989, visited campus recently as part of the GS 300 Liberal Arts Influentials Lecture Series. Michael is Executive Vice President at Weber Shandwick, the world's premier global public relations agency. He provides senior counsel and leads media relations strategies for a diverse group of companies and brands, including Kraft Foods, Campbell Soup, and State Farm Insurance. Students who participated in the lecture or meet and greet following were treated to advice and guidance from a true industry leader. Beth Stanley spoke to Michael during his visit. Check it out.
Yeah, one of the things I hope that the students take away from hearing from what I do and many other people in the profession is that the opportunities in public relations are wide open. It is a burgeoning career. There's been enormous growth in the industry, and there's a lot of opportunities to take that and run with it for whatever that would be. A lot of the jobs that existed now didn't even exist 5 years ago, and that's going to continue to change as how we communicate changes. So to really take advantage of that, and the world is theirs to kind of take and do what they want to do. So go out there and put your knowledge to use, but also you can think wide open. You can think that there's a lot of opportunity, and what you're doing now might not be what you're doing forever, but there's certainly lots of opportunities to explore.
Katie McCaskey, who achieved her BA in communication from the Lamb School in 1996, released an ebook last month that reached the top 10 Kindle ranking in the green business category. Her book, Per Money, Permaculture Principles for Indie Biz Growth, applies ecological design principles, typically used for sustainable agriculture and landscape design, to the money management and growth of independent businesses. It is based on Katie's own experience building George Bauer's Grocery, a Main Street sandwich, burger, and beer joint in Staunton, Virginia. Congratulations, Katie. We're happy to spread the word on our successful alumni. That brings to a close another episode of Lamb School Noticings. Make sure to send your updates to me at mmatson@purdue.edu and stay in touch via Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and now Instagram. Take special care and see you after spring break.